Good morning, B1 family. What's good? What's good? It's your boy Big Vic. Welcome back to My Black Universe. You see it? Hit the line with the bevel blade, signature fade with the bevel blade. You know what I'm saying? Bevel, which was formerly 100% black owned by Tristan Walker Company and Brands, or Walker Branded Companies. I forgot how it's put. They end up selling a big chunk of the business to Procter and Gamble, if I'm correct. Which hurt me to see them do it, but I understood why they did, because they tried to really reach out to the black barber community, and boy, they shit on their brand heavy. They was all, oh man, these hit, but they don't really hit. Get Beam did a half-hearted showing the love. 360 Jeezy did a half-hearted showing the love. A lot of these guys that were big influencers at the time really didn't give the push that it needed to have. And so Bevel did as much as it could, being outworked and out moneyed by Harry's at the time. There was another male service shaving company, and so they ended up doing what they had to do. But I bought mine when it was 100% black owned, and I still got mine today. I just had to replace the battery on it. It's probably time for me to replace the T-blade on it too. But we'll deal with that in different time. So while we're on the subject of black-owned business, let's show you some more.
Come with me to a black-owned urban farm in South Memphis.
Mr. Glock.
Greenleaf Learning Farm started as a community garden in South Memphis and has grown into a 3-acre urban microfarm. Greenleaf now operates as a certified USDA organic farm, and in connection with the nonprofit organization Knowledge Quest, offers programs that center around student education, community and economic development, as well as food access and security. Since 1998, Knowledge Quest programs have served more than 500 families in the South Memphis area with more than 100,000 pounds of harvested food. In addition to their multiple facilities and programs, they've also opened a farm-to-table cafe, serving breakfast and lunch, all crafted with fresh ingredients straight from the Greenleaf Learning Farm.
Which me and the family are going to go down there and support for sure. And that's one thing you can do, is find who's local. You might be surprised who's actually got a farm land local to you, within an hour, 2 hours drive, 3 hours drive, hell. You can get the freshest produce. Find butchers in your area, especially if they black owned. You got some old school black owned butchers, hit them up. Don't be going to the butchers where it's a black folk in a Asian store or Arab store. They don't run nothing. They just there to get you there to come spend your money. And I don't trust the know-how.
Baby, listen, why did I get racially profiled at a black-owned beauty supply store in Fort Washington, Maryland? But before I went inside, baby, the first thing I noticed is that her shop was right next to a nail salon, which was what? Empty, honey, nobody in there. And on the other side of her shop, Top China, a takeout shop, baby. The owner was outside pacing left and right, wondering where in the world was the customers? I see y'all are taking this boycott seriously. So back to this black-owned BS's beauty supply store, baby, where I got profiled. In the best possible way, honey. I've never walked into a beauty supply store where the owner, let me say that one more time, the owner asked me what I needed and walked me right to the products that were best for my 4C low porosity hair, honey. She gave me the whole rundown of her own hair care routine, baby, and made sure that I brought the right stuff.
And make sure when you do your hair routine that you are doing the shampoo, a moisturizing conditioner, and always follow with the leave-in.
Yes.
If you're a natural hair girly, you want to do your leave-in before you start any styling.
And she had an entire section dedicated to just a black-owned brands, baby. Oh, I loved it. I was only in Maryland for a bit, baby. I will be back, baby. This was the best customer service experience that I've ever received at a beauty supply store. Shout out to MVS in Fort Washington, Maryland, honey. Tag your favorite black-owned nail salon shop or beauty supply store in the comments.
I love it. I love it. You gotta love that energy when you come in and they know, hey, what's going on? It's hospitality. There's a certain level of hospitality of us when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? We're real big on energy, and when you go in and you just feel that instant, hey, what's going on with y'all? What's going on? It's like family. It's like dealing with family. Hey, what's going on, folks? What's happening? It's like a family reunion. Everywhere we go, that's how we know it's us. That authentic family-like energy when we're dealing with our loved ones. And it's amazing. So, I'm going to keep sharing. And B1 family, anybody who's called Wilson's, because I went on the website Wilson's grill, the one that where he shipped the pizzas out. I didn't see how they ship out on the website, so I don't know if you got to call it in or what. But if you've called it in, let me know. Send me an email. Say, hey, this is what I had to do. I'm gonna try to get it done today and figure out how to, order, because I want to support and I want to taste some, some pizza. I want some pizza for some black folk, that's doing it like that. We gotta support, especially if it's quality, because I'm gonna let you know if it's quality. Y'all know how I do on my channel.
Where I'm at, getting my gas at the black-owned gas station on King and Walton. We just put that good old 70 up in there, Gold Star. That's where I'm at. Y'all need to come support y'all black businesses. This is what it look like. You feel me? Come on and support. Quit playing. These people don't like us. Stop giving them your money. What's wrong with you? We been knew they didn't like us. And we still gave them the benefit of the doubt to give them our money. You feel me? No more. We done with it. We done with it. And gas is what? $5.29. Y'all can't beat this right now. So come on down and support your black-owned businesses.
Also remember, you got to go in the store and buy the chips, drinks, the snacks, and things of that nature. That's where they make most of their money. Most money's not made off the gas. Gas is the attraction. Gas gets you to the location. Your purchases inside, along with the gas, is how they make their money. All right, they get everything for a set price, bulk price. When they have Tom's, chips, Lay's, Reese's, Nabisco, all that stuff, that's what you get in. That's what you go get. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to get the candy bar stuff like that, remember Lay's has some of their chips are dye-free, additive-free, artificial flavor-free. You're going to get your bag of chips. That's support. Get the gas, right? Let folk know to come get the gas so they can keep the gas coming in, because gas can go bad. And then you also purchase something on the inside. That's where the money comes from. I used to work for Racetrack. For those who want to know, Racetrack, the money the Racetrack makes is really off inside sales, not the gasoline. Now, be one family in the midst of all of this delineation and sticking together and make sure we're moving in the right direction and being on code. We still have Negroes that are performative. We still have ones that don't mind doing weird things for the dominant society, and we're going to continue to call it out. Reason why, because we can't disillusion ourselves and think that everybody is going to, everyone who looks like us is actively us, right? I don't care if they're FBA. I don't care if they're not FBA. If you out here doing what this lady did for this white man, especially being online, I'm calling it out. I'm putting it out there. So if we see you, we know, oh, hey, you look familiar. Ain't you that lady that was doing whoop, whoop, whoop? We're not even letting people get the opportunity to come lie to us and say, oh, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me now. Because too many people like this. They like the microphone and the camera. And they're willing to do whatever for a few clicks and views. For shame. And to my sisters who run over there and get you a white man, especially in your older years, y'all don't even get a fly white dude. They got money, they got paper. Y'all be getting these podunk, run down, ain't worth white dudes. And I can call it like I said, I'm not indicting my mother, but she was dealing with a white dude and he up here running through her money and had my mama down bad. My parents had got divorced and all that stuff, and she decided to take on and date a white dude, and he wasn't shit. All right, and he wasn't nothing. I'm about to bleep out the curse word because I think that's why YouTube ain't pushing that other video. And shout out to y'all for hyping the video up. I appreciate you so much for that. I'm in Cordova, by the way. We hear that all the time, man. Don't get it twisted. Oh, Memphis is so bad, man. We hear that all the time in Cordova. All the time. Any time of day. It could be late at night. We hear sirens in Cordova. So don't get it twisted.
Braces. I just have one simple question, though. If you're still listening, why is it that when one of us, black people, takes another one of us out, there's not this much outrage? I never see it on social media. I hardly see.
All right, what's up, homie? So I've been following you for a minute, and let's just have an honest conversation about what you're saying. One, yes, there is outrage when it is a black person that does something to another black person. We have these conversations in-house as far as like trying to keep these kids out of gangs, trying to make sure they're doing something productive to keep them out the streets, trying to teach them and tell them, hey, this street life ain't for you because we do not want you to go down that route. We have these conversations. They just don't get broadcasted nearly as much because of social media and just media in general and how the algorithm works. That's one thing. So yes, we do have these conversations. The reason why we seem so upset when there's someone else that's not our race is because we know when it is a black person versus a black person, justice will be served. That person is going to go to jail more than likely for life. Okay, he's going to go to jail for life, and we know that. The issue is when it seems to be another race that they don't get that same time, and they actually get a bit of grace and mercy and try to, oh, let's understand why he did what he did and how it happened and this, that, and the third. Okay, that's why. And like I said, we have these discussions. We talk about it. You can still hear rap music saying black on black violence is whack. Recently, depending on the type of hip hop you choose to listen to, and like people be trying to make it like we just obsessed with violence and we this, that, and the third, and they want to bring up rap and hip hop and oh, look how violent they are. I ain't trying to hear that crap. If you got any action movie in your top favorite movies, if you watch Die Hard and say it's a Christmas movie, I don't care your opinion on violence. Okay, Godfather 2 is your favorite movie. Don't talk to me about violence in media and try to make it seem like, oh, it's just a black person thing. All right? So hopefully that helps. We do have a problem with it. That's why we try to figure out how to keep these kids out of gangs. How do we keep them on the straight and narrow? How do we do this? How do we do that? It just don't get broadcast. But that whole cop-out narrative of we don't care when it's us is complete bull, and it's been proven time and time again. But, you know, like I said, I don't know if you're even going to see this. Hopefully this helped. Sensational. All that other good stuff. Peace.
Shout out to our brother. You know what I'm saying? We do call it out. But we know if I kill one of my brothers or sisters, if I go harm my children, my wife, ain't no getting away. I'm not getting away. I'm going to be tried. Evidence is going to be brought up, and I'm going to be found guilty of my crimes. It's not going to be a system designed and set up to gag order the case, not show evidence, not call witnesses, not call experts, et cetera, et cetera. Because we're still going to do that Dominique Alexander breakdown of both of those interviews. I just got to, do timestamp here, timestamp there. Make sure I'm concise before I play his words against his words. So we still doing that. But I'm not getting the pass. You're not getting the pass. You do the crime, they're going to find all the evidence and lock your ass up. Remember Jussie Smollett? When he said what he said happened to him, they found all the evidence. All them cameras in Chicago, they don't ever catch any of these shootings that happen when there's a large gathering of black folk. They caught all the evidence then, huh? And old boys that they say sensational, he's like Cape Verdean or something like that. He ain't FBA. He's an islander. So his viewpoints come from that of a person who's not of the lineage. You know what I'm saying? He comes from a culture of fleers. It is what it is. And speaking of folk who are not of the lineage, all them Asian folk that was talking all that smack and all this, that, and the third, boys, y'all burn crosses now?
The fact that the person of interest for burning that cross in broad daylight in the middle of the park is an Asian man in light of all that's going on, I've never heard or even experienced this much racism at the hands of the Asian community. I did not see this coming. To have someone of Asian descent burn a cross in a public place as a way to oppress Black people. And just to piggyback off of Nene, why did you use something that belongs to white people to oppress us? If you're going to be racist towards us, it should be something that belongs to you and your culture. Why didn't you burn a stack of bean sprouts or something?
We're the ones that are this, that, and the third. We need to raise our children, ghettos, N-wordism, which is a term we don't use, all that stuff. But y'all burn crosses now? Y'all burn crosses? That's what we doing? Okay. Y'all, guess who feels like her name is being tarnished because of what happened with Essence Fest? Carolyn Wanger. Yeah, the stud winch. Yeah, she feel like her name being drugged through the mud. So she wants to sue for it. So Caroline Wanger is suing the company over Essence Fest 2025 because she said it tarnished her reputation, branded her as a failure, and the controversy and boycott/blackout caused her to lose millions in brand deals. Basically, companies pulled out of working with her, canceled her booked appearances, and did not want to be affiliated with her. She said the Afrocentrism centering with the ratio of Black American culture and Essence Fest was not her idea. You went along with it, sweetie. You was working with Richard Lou Dennis, the same man who ended up getting Sundial brands and selling to white folk. Where was I at? It was not her idea. Even though she doubled down on it being her idea when defending the festival. Yeah, she did. Yeah, you was like, hey, we doing what we doing. Jollof and jambalaya, whatever they said, and Jollof and gumbo, so they did some BS where some these are the same dishes. No, they're not. They're not. So, yeah, family. Everybody feeling it. Delineation is putting belt to all the way around. Everybody is getting them taps, and everybody's like, well, why am I getting popped? Because you was with him. Y'all remember that? Why are you whooping me? You was with him. So you did it. You're guilty by association. Now, B1 family, we all know the fighter Terence Crawford. FBA fighter out of Omaha, Nebraska. He sparked some controversy lately. Now, he's been doing this thing. He's been traveling the world, enjoying his money, enjoying his win, enjoying his success, which is absolutely fine. However, there's controversy around a picture he took with Donald Trump. The caption, basically like, hey, who would have thought the President of the United States was a fan? So I went to the comments, and people feel a lot of way. Miguel Wilson Collection, it's a brother who does custom suits and things like that. So if you want to get fly, Black on for sure. But yeah, man, you can see folk feeling some type of way. Pause to read if you need to. Some people showing some love, but a lot of folk are feeling the type of way. A lot of non-FBA are really feeling the type of way, which we understand why they would. Right? We understand why they would. But there's other folk. But why? But it is what it is. But that's not the only thing, because he recently had an interview on Shannon Sharp this year, and it was in April. And folk were feeling the way about that.
Before I get my take on Terence Crawford, I just want y'all to know I was a 2011 #1 ranked super heavyweight in America, and I was the alternate for the 2012 Olympic Games as a super heavyweight in boxer. But I want y'all to listen to this clip on Terence Crawford before we get into the situation. Check this out. Listen, hear him out.
Did you experience racism? I mean, because it's just a natural thing. People think like you said, you're like, okay, there are Black people in Omaha. There are Black people in Omaha and in Nebraska, contrary to what you might have heard or what you might perceive. So did you ever experience or come in contact with any racism?
Never. I can't remember one time where I actually can say that I experienced a person calling me out my name.
Right. Wow.
Now, bias, yes. being rude, yes, but a person like you there, you this and that, never.
Wow.
Never. You know, I can't say.
So guys, now I want y'all to keep one thing in mind. All right, Terence Crawford is from Omaha. Omaha in Nebraska is about 85% white. Okay, about 5% black. In Omaha, there's about 100 thriving black towns. And Terence Crawford came up as a wrestler. And Nebraska is wrestling fucking central. That's the mecca of college wrestling, all right? And coming up as a wrestler with being Terence Crawford, he had a lot of admiration, so he didn't get to face a lot of shit that most of us face. Like, nigga, I'm from Atlanta, I'm from Georgia, nigga. We face that shit every day, so he can be a little tone deaf to some of the things that, like, we went through. And let's keep in mind, Terence Crawford has done so much for black people, and he do a lot for black people. But Terence Crawford, we need you to know why we upset, fam. Terence Crawford, you aligning yourself with fucking white supremacists, dog. That's why we mad, dude. You know the motherfuckers white supremacists. Terence Crawford, you know. Fam, you hear how they talk about our leaders like the great Barack and Michelle Obama, calling them fucking monkeys and apes? All those groups, the QAnon, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, the Christian Nationalists, the Klan. All them white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, they aligned with them for a reason. Trump aligned with them motherfuckers, having dinner with motherfuckers like Nick Fuentes, real white supremacists. That White House you standing next to, big dog. They removed the Jackie Robinson memorabilia from there. They removed the Tuskegee memorabilia from there. They're trying to remove black history away from all of our museums and the Smithsonian. They don't want your kids, your beautiful black kids, to know where they came from. They're trying to take away critical race theory. Critical race theory, bit dog. Fam, he's purposely attacking our people. They literally attacking our voting rights. Shit that all civil rights leaders has fought and freaking died for, Terrence. So we love you. You do a lot for our people. There's a reason.
Now, B1 family, a lot of that at the end was a lot of emotional banter. We know better than what he was talking about. However, I've been following boxing for a while. I'm a fan of Terence Crawford to an extent. I'm a big fan of Earl Spence Jr., even though he's half Jamaican. And what I've noticed throughout their careers, Earl Spence Jr. is always big up black fighters. Earl Spence Jr. used to go to Terence Crawford's fights. Terence Crawford has said this in interviews, like, hey, he used to come on fights when he was in lighter weight classes. He used to come support. EJ would always support black fighters. The situation with Devin Haney, when he felt he was cheated by Ryan Garcia and that his record should have been blemished, EJ supported that. When Terence Crawford wanted to go to BLK Prime, which is no longer around, I ain't seen him host a fight yet since Adrian Boner and what's his name. They talking about all this money. He said, hey, man, all money ain't good money. Earl Spence went with PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, with Al Heyman. And he told Oscar De La Hoya, he said, hey, look, man, I don't like the way you treat black fighters. I said all that to say this. I have noticed that Terence Crawford's movements has every person who may not like being black. He may view whiteness as an end-all, be-all. And since he can't change his black skin, well, he does what he can. But if you go through the history and the reports and the way he's moved in boxing, because he could have went with Premier Boxing Champions. When he said he was having problems with what's the name from not Top Gear. Oh, dang it. Bob Arum. Top Rank and Bob Arum. When he was having issues, he could have went to Premier Boxing Champions. When he said Bob Arum wasn't supporting him and pushing him, and his contract went up, he renewed instead of going with PBC. So there's things that he's done in his career to let me know he probably don't like being black. He probably don't care for it. And if he could, he'd probably change his skin tone, but he can't. Another thing that's surprising, though, is to say that he's never experienced racism growing up in Omaha or being in Omaha is in September last year, brother. Wasn't this you?
Stepping out, seatbelt.
Seatbelt, step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
pulled out of your car at gunpoint and you didn't reach for no firearm, hell, you didn't even have your license and registration on you, which you already let the police know. And this is right after parade the city had for you and the mayor announced who you were. And they treated you like you was a common nigga. Oh, his bodyguard explains everything. Listen up.
Sunday at 1:30 in the morning, Terence Crawford was stopped by police on Cass Street. Crawford's head of security, Kazim Shabazz, was in the car.
Cop comes to my window. Cop goes to Bud's window. I know the protocol.
An officer with the Omaha Police tells KETV that while Crawford was reaching to grab his information, like license and registration, the cop spotted a gun by Crawford's feet. But Shabazz says things went down differently, saying Crawford never reached for his license or registration.
He said, no, I don't have it on me. I left everything at home. He had already told them, so there was no reason for him to reach for nothing.
Shabazz says both he and Crawford had guns on them. He told the police he had a firearm, following Nebraska law. He says things escalated when Crawford announced he had a gun.
Bud said, I have a firearm too. The cop on his side went ballistic, totally unhinged. He says, get your hands up, get out the car, don't reach. But there was never a physical gun in sight. Everyone thought we were gonna die, man.
So as much as I like Terence Crawford as a fighter, I understand we don't exalt celebrity types because more often than not, they don't have the best interest of the people. They feel like they're in the upper tax bracket. They're making so much money. They are above racism and white supremacy. When really they are pawns in the game of it. Because right down the street in Senatobia, Mississippi, a little black baby was shot and killed because a black woman, a sister, was perceived to be shoplifting. And they called the authorities. 2 different sets of authorities pulled up. And one officer, this is from the reports, it's from the news report, I'm gonna play it, perceived that she was finna run him over, and so he unloaded off into the vehicles, striking the vehicle multiple times because killed the baby, struck the mother, and they said it was a third person that was present. Now, the news report is real vague, and I didn't want to say anything because I was waiting on details, but people started to talk about it. So let's talk about it.
We are pushing for answers after a shooting involving law enforcement in North Mississippi left a 1-year-old little boy dead and a woman in critical condition. Family tells us 1-year-old Kohen Wiley died after police shot at the car he was in yesterday afternoon in the Senatobia Walmart parking lot. Tonight, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, who is now handling the case, says officers were initially called to the store for a shoplifting call. WRAG Shay Arthur is live tonight with the very latest on the case. Shay.
April, really, it seems like so much of this case could rest on what is seen on video. I have to tell you, I was in this store just a short time ago. There are surveillance cameras everywhere. Out here in the parking lot, we're seeing it too. There are signs all over here in the parking lot at Walmart for cameras in use all over. This is, of course, where that shooting took place. Tonight, a family is grieving the loss of little 1-year-old Kohen Wiley.
I'm just lost for words, to be honest.
Everybody held accountable.
Someone need to be held accountable for it.
Cohen's family says he died at the hospital in Senatobia after he was shot, a bullet piercing the car he was riding in Sunday afternoon. You can see in this video at least one bullet hole in the front windshield of a car we spotted there at the hospital. The passenger side window also heavily damaged. Investigators with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation say law enforcement were called to the Senatobia Walmart just after 2 Sunday afternoon for a shoplifting call. They say officers saw 2 adults and a child leaving a store, jump into a car. As officers tried to stop that car, the driver drove in their direction, nearly hitting an officer. At least one officer shot at that vehicle. The car continued to take off, but arrived at the hospital a short time later, where Kohen died. This viewer video shows the chaotic moments after the shooting.
She just got shot.
As officers are seen running through the parking lot. This woman was at Walmart at the time. She says she saw the whole incident. She asked not to be identified for fear of retaliation.
And I seen the officers take off running, not
in the car. I'm talking about on feet. And these are the sheriffs and the police, and they're running through the parking lot. And I see the car take off, you know. So I'm like, in my head, like, I know they're not chasing the car. They don't think they're going to catch the car, literally. Then I hear gunshots. And I'm like, I know they're not shooting at a car that's leaving in a public. This is Walmart.
A separate witness told me he heard 2 gunshots. He said law enforcement was already waiting in the parking lot as 2 women exited with 1 box of diapers, one holding baby Kohen. Today, we went to Senatobia City Hall to request the police department's shoplifting response policy, the number of shoplifting calls received at the Walmart in the last 6 months, as well as body-worn and dash camera footage from officers. I also spoke with the mayor, who would not say how many officers were involved in the incident or if anyone was on administrative leave during the investigation. But as a small town now has questions, people we talk to hope for transparency in the case.
I'm just tired of it.
It's something to think about. I just hope the truth come out.
Yeah, and April and Alex, as we continue to press for our own answers, a community organizer does tell me a group plans to meet tomorrow at City Hall to question officials as well. For your news leader, we're live in Senatobia tonight. Shay Arthur, WREG News Channel 3.
So you see, I have questions like the family has questions. So you put a bullet through the windshield, and then a bullet goes through the window. But you said they're trying to run you over. That's how you, unless you just stood in front of the vehicle and jumped in front of the vehicle expecting them to stop. I don't see how you get a bullet through the windshield if you're, I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together because it doesn't make sense. But shout out to those who are organizing to get the footage. Don't just get the questions, ask questions, get the footage. Get that footage your damn self, because they'll try to doctor it up. Yeah, it's a lot going on, being family. A pack of diapers is not worth a child's life, and we know white supremacists is going to flip it. Well, they shouldn't have been stealing. We're not talking about that. Why are you shooting at a vehicle over a pack of diapers? Why are you shooting at a vehicle that's leaving? You can get the license plate and then go pull up on them anytime. I used to live in Oklahoma. You know how many times I've seen white folks stealing? They was able to make it out to their vehicle and leave. And they just put their picture up. Looking for these people. They can't come back to that store. I've seen white people literally steal a whole flat screen TV. The husband pulled up, and I'm walking into the store to the Target. Off of Northeast Expressway. Off the expressway. I'm walking in the Target, it's at night. And I'm looking, I'm like, what's he doing? And you see him, he pull up, he opened the door real fast, and she's skirting out of there. And I'm walking past, I'm like, I know these motherfuckers ain't stealing. Ain't getting pressed, ain't nobody running after them, nothing like that. You don't do that, man. You don't do that. And so I'm eager to see how this case plays out, how this whole situation plays out, and what happens. Because you took a life over something that you could have just waited and got the information and went and picked them up later on. Be more family, this summer's finna get hotter. All the way around, it's finna get hotter. Y'all better be ready.
Heartbreaking news out of Tate County, Mississippi, where 1-year-old Kohen Wiley was shot and killed by the Senatobia police. This tragic story starts with an alleged shoplifting call from the local Walmart. Diapers. The call was about the family stealing diapers from Walmart. According to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, police responded to reports of shoplifting Sunday afternoon. When officers arrived, they say they saw 2 adults and a 1-year-old child running from the store and getting into a vehicle. And that's when police officers opened fire. Why they opened fire is the subject of an ongoing investigation. Police claim that the shoplifters of those diapers were driving towards them. The vehicle left the scene and later arrived at a hospital, and shortly thereafter, baby Kohen was pronounced dead. Another person in the vehicle was critically injured, while no police officers suffered physical harm in this incident. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is now reviewing the incident and will forward its findings to the Republican, who currently sits as that state's Attorney General, for review. Until then, a family is grieving, a community is demanding answers, and a 1-year-old baby is dead. My thoughts and sincerest prayers go to the family and loved ones of baby Kohen Wiley. May he rest in perfect peace.
Once again, this is going to be a hot summer. Now, since I'm up the street, when I get a chance to, Senatobia is roughly an hour from Cordova, Memphis area. I'll probably make my way down there to be in support and try to find out what's going on myself. I can't depend on nobody else to get the information. Those of us who are in the know and know what to look for and what to ask for. But you know the energy, seeing what's happened with our brother Cyrus, our brother Carmelo, Leesburg, Georgia, and Lebanon, Tennessee, we know the BS is going to be there. All right, so the only thing we do is call it out, put eyes on it so heavy, let them know like, hey, yeah, we're not letting this ride. Y'all have had so many decades of us kind of letting things ride, hoping you would do the right thing, right? Hoping justice would be served, fair trials and things of that nature. And we're not letting that ride no more. We're gonna be all eyes on everything. There's so many of us, we can all put our hands on the plow and take care of something. B1 family, I appreciate all of you. By now, everyone should have their shirts. For those who want to order shirts, and for those of you who are like, hey, I like black, but it's kind of hot, I've already reached out to Be The Difference. We're going to get some white ones ordered and some samples in. I'm going to wear them, make sure they look good, and then present them to you guys. And it's going to be the same price, up to the same size, and still got the same deal. So if you buy 2 or more, you're going to get an automatic discount at checkout. So yeah, look forward to that, B1 family. A lot of work to do, but we're built for this because we've been doing this for forever. We're the foundation. FBA all day and B1.